All right, Shalom. Brother Kabad back in the GMS lesson. GMS keep pushing. Before I go any further, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father's only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders at Great Millstone for teaching us his truth according to the Bible and rule well. And Shalom, not a sincere argument with what the four corners of the earth, pushing his truth through diligence and sincerity and in charity. And Shalom, to all you sincere followers, believers of Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, not hearers of the word, but doers as well. You men, women, and children, hopefully like Shalom. Back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai. Lord was edifying, came across this article, NBC News. Census will offer Hispanic or Latino or Middle Eastern or North African as race categories for the first time. All right, and a couple of precepts came to mind, and we're going to jump into it. All right, just I want to read some of this article. It says this new single race ethnicity, I can't pronounce that word, Salakia, category reflects how many Hispanic and people of Middle Eastern or North African descendants will pick some other race on previous forms. And this is all confusion. This is all to continue to keep Jake not knowing who they are. And referring to the so-called Latinos and Native American Indians, but our people have been scattered amongst all nations. So you got according to the curses, you got our people who are mixed up in, the region of the Middle East. All right, you got our people mixed up amongst the North Africans, so-called North Africans. All right. But in actuality, we are Israelites, and we go week in and week out, and we tell our people who they are according to the scriptures. This is Deuteronomy 28:37. It said, "And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all the nations, whether the Lord shall scatter thee." See, we become a proverb and a byword. And I want to look up that word byword. All right, because actuality, contrary probably, we are Yasha Allah. We are a prince of the power, prince power. We are the prince of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. We are the sons of the living power, man. And all this was to be concealed, to be hidden from us. When you read Psalms 83. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick. Then we'll come back. Psalms 83. Psalms 83:1. It says, "Keep not silence, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace, be not still, O Yahweh, for lo, thy enemies," right? Your enemies, not your friends, "make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head." See, these our enemies, they really hate us. All right, and it's going to tell you who our enemies are. It says, "They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and have consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation." And that it says that the name of Israel, all right, may be no more in remembrance. And to who? And referring to us, knowing that we're Israelites. Because the name Israel is still around. But our people refuse to take heed and understand that we are Israelites. Just made me think about Isaiah 1. Lord willing, we get that. It says that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance, for they are consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. Now, this is going to go into some of the nations that are confederate against thee, which is really all nations, right? But it says, verse 6, the tabernacles of Edom. All right, and that's why it's very important to understand nationality, all right, according to the scriptures. Everyone has a biblical nationality, even the so-called a white man, all right? How is it that, the so-called white man has a biblical nationality, but no one else, right? Anyways, it says the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, and the Moab and Moab, and of Hagarim, Jabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines with all the inhabitants of Tyre, and these people are still here. All right, tells in Ecclesiastes either the fourth or the first chapter. There's no end to all the people. All right. And some of these nations are going up under different names. Okay. But to break it down for, newcomers, so-called white men, the so-called Chinese, the so-called Japanese, the Ishmaelites, the Arabs, all right, the Dahe East Indian, if I didn't say the so-called Africans, so-called Hawaiians, all these are enemies. And some still have their biblical names and some don't. But they have conspired to keep us from knowing who we are. That's why the scripture said we become a proverb and a byword. I'll be read in Deuteronomy 28. These were curses that we put upon the Lord's people. And it says a person or thing is a noun byword, cited as notorious and outstanding example, embodiment of something. Okay. Look, nickname. All right. Middle name. Okay. A nickname. Let's see what it says. A familiar or humorous name given to a person or thing instead or as well as the real name. All right. And these are not our real names. We're not Latinos. We are not Hispanic or any of these other names that our people are scattered into these other nations call themselves. All right. And so what if some don't believe? It was 2 I was supposed to get. Get Jeremiah 17 real quick. This is Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 4. And the Lord is talking to Jeremiah. And it says, and thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thy heritage. And, the Lord is telling Jeremiah. Jeremiah's prophesying to who? Israel. It says, and thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee. And how about we discontinue from the heritage that the Lord gave us? We would be into what the heathen are into. All right, we wouldn't be doing, the laws, statutes. We wouldn't be rehearsing the righteous acts. We'll be doing what the heathen do. All right, so we'll be calling ourselves these heathenistic names. All right, Latino, Native American. All right, black. Things of that nature. It says, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemies in a land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled anger my fire in my anger, which shall burn forever, which is just a moment of time. Because remember, the Lord is merciful. Okay, you got to remember the Lord is merciful. I tell myself that often. I have to remind myself, you catch hell, being in his truth, but at the same time, the Lord's he's gonna release that pressure. He's gonna let some of that steam out. He's gonna show you mercy, and then more hell gonna come. It's a constant battle, that happens, but the Lord gives you balance through the mercy. Anyways, so the Lord said he would cause us to discontinue from our heritage, and we have. That's how you know who the Israelites are, man. That's how you know we have discontinued from our way of the Heavenly Father. This is Isaiah 1 and 3. It says, the ox knoweth his. As a matter of fact, 2, it says, hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth, for the Lord hath spoken. I have nourished and brought up children. Now, who is this children that the Lord have brought up and nourished? Okay. The Israelites. Who delivered us out of the hands of Pharaoh? All right. Who put us in the wilderness and nourished us and brought us up? Right? It says, and they have rebelled against me. And if you're calling yourself a Latino, Hispanic, one of these nicknames, proverbs, bywords, you are rebelling against the Heavenly Father. Calling yourself black, Negro, African American, right? Native American. Nah, man. Nah. You're rebelling against the Heavenly Father. That's like your child telling you, I remember my brother would, you in high school or whatever, all right, and people call the house. You had landlines back in the day. People call the house and people would ask for, my brother would give people like, or, nicknames or whatever. And my mom pick up the phone and be like, hello, and everybody, such home. That person does not live here. And my mom would hang up. And my brother would be like, yo, who is that? They was asking for such and such. He said, oh, that's me. That's me. She was like, I didn't name you that. Your father and I didn't name you that. How much more the Heavenly Father? Remember, the Lord said He showed up His word to Jacob, His statute, and the judgment to Israel. The Lord has put us as His people, man. Now we have very royal, princely names, man, which all has a meaning. All right, Genesis 49. But anyways, verse 3, the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib, but Israel doeth not know, my people doeth not consider. See, they don't consider when we tell them that they're Yasha, they're prince of the power. They want to be called, they want to have their own classification of race. It says, for the first time, Hispanic or Latinos is listed as one race, ethnicity category, and people of Middle East or North Africa descent will have their own checkbox under new race and ethnic standards adopted by the body administration. It says, up to now, Hispanics had a two-part question for their identity. They were asked whether they were Hispanic or Latino, and then asked to pick a race of white, black, American Indian, or some other race. But what you Israelites fail to realize, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can fill in and say whatever the hell you are, but at the end of the day, we are Israelites according to the Bible. And our people say they believe in the scriptures, but then when you tell them who they are according to the Bible, they don't want nothing of it. They want to stay in the black culture. They want to stay in the Latino culture, which is a deaf culture. Yep. It says the two new categories will have subcategories. The one listed, and this is Esau, man. This is Esau labeling you. Hispanic or Latino. It says Mexican, Puerto Rican, Salvadorian, Cuban, Dominican, Guatemalan, other Central South American or Spanish cultures of origin. And look up these names and look at what they mean. The Dominicans go back to Dominicanos, go back to dogs of the god, gods of the dogs, something to that effect. Puerto Rico, rich poor. You got to look at what you're calling yourself, man. If you ask us, what is Israel, man, we're going to tell you Yasha Allah, which we are the prince of the power. Grab one last precept, wrapping on up. This book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. It says, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. That thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children. So the Lord said his people is destroyed for a lack of knowledge. They're out here calling themselves these different proverbs and bywords. Now, yes, these will be curses put upon our people, but now when you know better, you do better. Now, you got to be wise in society. You don't go by saying, I'm an Israelite. Nah, don't do that. Don't put a target on yourself. But at the same time, you got to show reverence to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, that you understand, you know who you are. And we're not calling ourselves these ridiculous names anymore, man. So anyways, that's all I have on that. Lord willing, that's edifying. Shalom.